For this video, you're going to need your selected yarn. I'm using this fawn beige color as the base of my donut, and I'll be using this pink for the frosting. And the sprinkles I'll be making with some white and yellow yarn. You'll also need a keychain, some scissors, and a yarn needle. I'll be using a 3.5mm crochet hook. We're going to start off with our base color, and we are going to make a slip knot first. Then you're going to chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I forgot to mention in the intro that we would also be needing some polyfill stuffing, a very little amount. Okay, now making sure that you don't twist your chain, you're going to slip stitch into the first chain. Okay, then we are going to chain up 1, and we are going to make 1 single crochet in each of the 15 chains. So this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So you go back into the same stitch and make a single crochet and make 1 single crochet in each chain around. So at the end of round number 1, we are going to have a total of 15 single crochets. Continue making your single crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 1. Please remember that at the end of round number 1, you're going to have a total of 15 single crochets. Okay, so I've reached the end of round number 1, and I have a total of 15 single crochets. I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, and chain 1. For round number 2, I'm going to increase in every third stitch. That means that you're going to make 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and into the third one we are going to make 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and in the third one I'm going to make 2. This is going to be a repeat for round number 2, and at the end of round number 2 I'm going to have a total of 20 single crochets. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Finish round number 2, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 2. I've reached the end of round number 2, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, for round number 3 we are going to increase in every 4th stitch. Chain 1, this does not count as the stitch. Go back into the same stitch and make a single crochet. Make one single crochet into the next stitch, one into the next, and two single crochets in the next one. So your repeat for round number 3 is going to be one single crochet, one single crochet, one single crochet, and then two single crochets into the fourth one. At the end of this round, I'm going to have a total of 25 single crochets. So one single crochet, one in the next, one in the next, and then two in the next. Finish round number 3, increasing in every fourth stitch, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 3. Okay, so I've reached the end of round number 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch. Round number 4 is going to be a chain 1. That does not count as a stitch, and we will be increasing in every fifth stitch. So you're going to make one single crochet into the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And into the fifth one, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. This is going to be a repeat for this round. Round number 4. One single crochet into the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 single crochets in the next one. So at the end of this round, I am going to have a total of 30 stitches. Finish your round number 4, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 4. I've reached the end of round number 4, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. Then I'm going to chain 1. And for round number 5, we will be increasing in every 6th stitch. That means you're going to make one single crochet into the first 5 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be our repeat for round number 5. We are going to make one single crochet into the first 5 stitches, and then we are going to increase in the 6th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase in the 6th one. One single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And increase in the 6th one. So finish off round number 5 using the same pattern, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 5. So I've reached the end of round number 5, and I'm finishing with an increase. You're going to slip stitch into the first stitch, and for round 6 and round number 7, you're going to make 2 rounds with one single crochet in each stitch around. So round number 6 and round number 7 are going to give you 35 single crochets each. Finish up round 6 and round 7, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 7. Okay, so I'm done with round number 7. I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch, and I'm going to fasten off here. I did not leave a very long tail because I am not going to sew in, I'm not going to sew the 2 parts together. Now for the second part, what we are going to do is, then you're going to take your frosting color. I'm taking the pink one. You have two options here. Either you repeat what you did in the base part, the same pattern totally, and then you sew the two pieces together. What I prefer doing is that since I already have a chain here, I'm going to add my color to the chain of the base. Add your color, chain 1, and make 15 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then the last one is this one, 15. Slip stitch into the first single crochet you made. And you're going to repeat everything you did for the base. We've done round number 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 need to be done similarly, following the same pattern what we did for the base. In the second round, you increase in every third. Third round, you increase in every fourth. Fifth round, you increase in every fifth, and sorry, I got confused. This is round number 1. Second round is increase in every third stage. Third round is increase in every fourth. Fourth round is increase in every fifth stage, and fifth round is increase in every sixth stage, and 6 and 7 is going to be the same as we've done. So you can take the video back, start off from round number 2, and I'll meet you at the end of round number 7 of your top. Okay, so I've reached the end of my top. I'm going to slip stitch, but I'm not going to fasten off yet. I'm going to push this brown part inside and bring it out on the other side of my donut like this, so that I have the good part of my stitches up here. Okay, so you're going to push in your ends and everything so that you have lesser ends to sew in at the end. Put both the pieces together and start slip stitching them. Okay, that's what we're going to do, but as we go, we are going to keep stuffing our donut as well. We're not going to stuff it too full because we don't want to stretch our stitches. Stuff it enough to make it firm, but not overly stuffed so that our stitches don't stretch. Okay. Carry on joining and stuffing your donut. And I'll meet you before we fasten it off. Okay, so I'm almost at the end, and this is where I push some stuffing in and sew my donut closed, slip stitch it closed. Now at this part you have to make sure that when you are slip stitching your donut closed, you do not grab or bring out the stuffing. There you go. Okay. This is a slightly complicated part, but doable. Make sure that your hook does not get tangled with your stuffing. You can push it down with your thumb if you want. The last couple of stitches are a little hard to do, but squish it together like this and you would not get any stuffing in between. Okay, we've reached the end of the donut. You're going to slip stitch, fasten off leaving a tail, because we'll be using this tail to put our keychain on. And now is the time to shape your donut. Use your fingers to shape your donut. Stitch in your ends, and then we are going to make the sprinkles and put our keychain on. There you go. I've pushed most of it in and I'm going to cut it off, or maybe I'll pull it out again. Use a needle to do it, whatever you find easier. There you go. Just cut it off. I'm going to do the same thing with this pink one as well, and I'm going to pull it in my base part. There you go. Okay, so this is what our donut looks like so far. Now you're going to take your needle, and I'm going to start off with the yellow sprinkles. So thread your needle. I'm going to insert my needle from the bottom, and I'm going to leave a tiny bit of yarn tail out. I'm not going to take all the way in. I'm going to grab this with my thumb, making sure that it does not go anywhere. And then you can start making your sprinkles, going in where you want your sprinkle to be and coming out where you want the next sprinkle to be. And just place them randomly. If you want to fill your donut up with a lot of sprinkles, it's totally up to you. If you want to keep it light and scattered, that's totally up to you as well. Just do whatever suits you or makes you think that your donut looks good. This is the most fun part I find in this donut because I don't have to worry about counting my stitches. I can place it wherever I want to place it. There you go. I'm going to use my white one after this, so I'm not going to go crazy with the yellow ones. I'm going to come out at the bottom in the same stitch that I started, and I'm going to tie a tiny little knot. I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to put this knot back inside my work. Just going to pull the yarn over it or push it in. There you go. Okay, continue making your sprinkles, and once you're done making your sprinkles, I'll meet you and then we'll put the keychain on together. Okay, so I'm done making my sprinkles, and this is what my donut looks like so far. You're going to thread the tail that you left in the end, and you're going to take your keychain. I'm going to sew my keychain on, so I'm going to go in from here, bring it close, and sew it on. Make sure that you sew your keychain on tightly. And fasten off. There you go. Your donut keychain is ready. This is a great project to get rid of your yarn, like the small parts that you don't use anywhere. This is what your keychain looks like at the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.